previously.
My dear Mr. Pip, Mr. Garner is going to London and would be glad if you are agreeable to be allowed to see you.
Joe. How are you, Joe? Us two being now alone, sir. Joe, how can you call me sir? All that day, Joe's simple dignity filled me with reproach.
Blue Ball, Rochester!
All other swindlers upon earth are nothing to the self-swindlers, and with such pretenses did I cheat myself. Surely a curious thing.
Early the next morning, Pip sets off to Miss Havisham's house, imagining he and Stella getting married. To his surprise, he meets Ulrich at the gate and learns that he's now working for Miss Havisham. Pip feels worried about Miss Havisham and goes in to see her at once. Inside the house, Pip realizes nothing has changed since his last visit. Yet, Stella is now older and so much more beautiful that he doesn't recognize her at first. Looking into her eyes, he feels like a commoner once again. Miss Havisham asks his opinion of Stella as usual and tells them to walk together in the garden. They talk of his new friends and old friends. Stella thinks that his old friends are not fit for him now. Pip agrees and at that moment decides not to go to see Joe and Betty. While talking, Pip sees something familiar in Stella's face. An expression on her face reminds him of someone.
Do you remember the first time I came here? The time you made me cry?
Did I? I don't remember.
Not remember you made me cry?
You meant nothing to me. Why should I remember? You must know, Pip, I have no heart. Perhaps that's why I have no memory.
No one looking at you could believe that.
Oh, I have a heart to be stabbed at or shot at, but you know what I mean. There's no sympathy there, no softness, no sentiment. If we're to be thrown much together, you had better believe that at once.
I can't believe it, Estella.
Very well. It's said at any rate. But remember how I've been brought up, and don't expect too much of me.
Later, Pip was surprised to see Mr. Jagger at the house, but Miss Havisham was expecting him. They all have dinner with Jaggers, who curiously doesn't look at Stella the whole meal. After the meal, Pip tells Mr. Jaggers about Ulrich, and he promises to dismiss him. Stella plans to visit London soon, and Pip has agreed to meet her on the couch when she arrives. Before leaving the village, Pip sends Joe a present. Pip returns to London and talks to Herbert about Stella. Herbert advises him to try and forget her, as she will never make him happy. Stella is coming to London. She asks if Pip will meet her at the carriage stop. Stella is to go on to Richmond, accompanied by Pip, and the two sit in a nearby cafe. Stella is to be educated by a wealthy woman in Richmond. While in the carriage, Pip once again sees a familiar expression in Stella's face, but cannot place it.
Who has the power, or says she has, of taking me about and introducing me and showing people to me and showing me to people.
You'll have a gay time and be much admired. You must look forward to that, Estella.
It's part of Miss Havisham's plan for me, Pip. I shan't take any great pleasure in events which I don't shape, but I shall be beautiful, and I shall be gay, I shall be obedient, and I shall write regularly of my gaiety.
Will you always be part of Miss Havisham's plan, Estella?
And do you thrive with Mr. Pocket, Pip?
Yes, indeed. We've left Barnard's Inn and moved to the Temple.
Oh?
Pip believes that if he were to be with her forever, that he would be blissfully happy.